Hi guys. Today we'll be seeing about the construction workflow sequence chart. So why we need to have some kind of this chart in any project. So this helps us to identify what are the key project phases. Then we can have some kind of approximate duration for each phases. So here is a sample construction workflow sequence chart. So here basically we need to construct two access ramps. So you can consider like we need to construct some kind of a bridges. So two bridges, it's not like column based, so it is like some kind of a ramp. So here we need to basically construct two ramps. So how we can capture this in a workflow sequence chart? So here in the top side, you see like we have engineering and quality safety procedure approval. So we may need to have 30 days. Then we have like procurement and RAM construction. So that is like 107 days. So total duration for the phase one, it's like coming around 4.5 months. Then we have like a second phase, so where we have the procurement and ramp construction 157. So total duration for the phase two is 6.2 months. So this is including your engineering and procurement and construction. So then also we have for as-built drawings of zero point 0.8 months. So the total work duration is 7 months. So coming to here, so we basically split into two phases. So we start with ramp one as a phase one. We call it as phase one, and the phase two we have the second ramp. So what we are trying to do here is like we are going to. There are two access gates to particular process plant. So we need to construct it two ramps. So it is like the plant is at a higher level. So then there is a parallel road which is very down the level. Like you can consider like 4 to 5 meters down the level. So we are trying to give the release the first ramp so that they get the access to the ramp one. Then we also continue with the second ramp. So how we are executing this job. So here if you see once how we are starting is like, so whenever we are going to do some kind of ramp, so we need to definitely do the detour road lane, because that road can be used by different persons for going to a different areas. So you normally need to kind of detour road, so that we are creating, so that is you're close to that your ramp location. So we need to provide detour, so by the side of that your ramp. So also you need to check the how much working space you need to construct. So you need to consider everything in safety point of view. Then you need to make the access ramp. So then we need to release it to the user. So for this road laying also we need to show some kind of grading and leveling compaction. So we may need to do additional soil filling. So once we do that, then we started with the area clearance. There could be some existing, we had some existing light poles. Then there are some guard posts. So everything was there. So we will start with the removing that first. So for that it could be a live. So we need to have some kind of de-energization, and we need to do some lockout tagout, and we need to remove that light poles. So for that there are different equipments as well we need, like crane, boom tracks, and trailers for again sending back the light poles. So we continue with that process. Then we start with once we are doing that area clearance, so we also parallelly do for the phase two as well. So similar to that uh, this is like we do both light pole removal for the whole area in the same time. Then we also start with the ramp construction phase of the ramp of the phase two. So then here you have that slope cutting, backfilling, and compaction. So here we need to make the some profile cutting because that level is very elevated. So you need to do some kind of excess soil removal. Then you get the, we may need to have some kind of excavator, and we also need to have that slope cutting we need to start. So then backfilling is like for each layer by layer we need to fill the catch or the soil, uh, and we need to do the compaction by using roller compactor or like the rollers. So then we proceed with that. So then once we are doing that, each layer filling and compaction parallelly, we may need grader as well in order to create that slope profile. So then we will proceed continuously. Then parallelly in the phase two, we go ahead with the identifying, because there were some underground live pipelines below that area. So it is normally like heavy vehicles or equipments which is passing over that area. So the pipeline, we may need to do some kind of protection. So what we do is like, as a we don't have some kind of as it is a old uh, area, so we don't have we are not able to locate the pipeline in some kind of drawing. So what you do is like we do some kind of manual excavation, and like 2 3 meters 2 meters or 2.5 meters we go, and we identify the pipeline. And then we check whether there is any pipe sleeves already welded along with the pipeline. So this is like some kind of load protection. So what we do here is like, if there is a sleeve available, so it's fine. So we may need not do any other protection. So we can do the backfilling, and we can start filling backfilling the trench, and we parallelly start with the slope cutting, backfilling, and compaction, what we did in the phase one. So we continue that. So but here if you see, I have shown like this. So it is basically after you finish the phase one of slope cutting, backfilling, so then we start with the ramp 2. So this is what here. Suppose we don't have the pipe sleeve, so then it becomes essential we need to do the pipe sleeve procurement and fabrication. So then this phase come into picture. So then we need time to procure the pipe sleeves, and we also for fabrication also we may need some time to, because we need to uh, do some kind of a fabrication for this sleeve. It is like a half, we'll do like a half sleeve for the pipeline. So then we do some risk assessment approval and sleeve welding as the pipeline is of live. So we may also need to follow the risk assessment, like we need to analyze the fire risks or whatever risk for the particular work. So then we start with the vent pipe and spacer installation for the particular sleeve welding. So then we may need to fill the backfill and compaction of the particular trench. Then we start with the ram to slope cutting backfilling of the phase two. So then you see here like, so if this procurement phase comes, so then the duration gets extended because you have this duration. So then we started with the slope cutting backfill. Then you proceed with the, so it is like the phase two will take some kind of longer duration if the sleeve is not available. So everything we are trying to capture it here. So then parallelly you start with the asphalt roadwork. So once you do the soil catch compaction and everything is done, so then the you may also need to do the asphalt road works. So you start to do the asphalting works. Then once you finish the asphalting, then we start with the light pole, whatever light poles you remove, so we used to install that. So then what we do is like, we start with the, after asphalt road works, so we also need to start the slope protection concreting works. So we will start with the slope protection concrete works. So where we do some kind of a wire mesh, then we feel that we do it in a panel by panel base. Then we do the slope protection concreting works of the particular area. So then so this is like a parallel works we're considering. So by the time this slope protection, the crash barrier, we may have it on one side of the this thing or both sides, so depending upon the site locations. So we proceed the crash barrier. Then once we finish that, we also for the rainwater this thing drainage part, we also need to do some kind of a gravel filling on the both sides of the road. So then then we also start with the road marking. So road marking, wide line road marking we need to do, if it is what is the width of the road, and so how many lines we have. Based on that we need to do the road marking and signage fixing. So then we finish this phase one project. So wow, so what happens here is once we do this phase one, so phase one will be released first, so it will be done in 4.5 months and it will be released. So then here you see like for the phase two, similar to that, once we finish the slope cutting backfilling ramp, we proceed with the asphalt roadworks and light installation, light pole installation. Then similar to that, what we followed for ramp one, we also follow for the ramp two. So this is like it provides some high level of summary details for you. How long does each phase takes? So it is given above.